What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news. And before I jump into things, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. Now, we got a lot more leaks for 2025 in this video. And to run down some of these highlights, I have a huge update on the Air Jordan 4 Cavestone. You might see the thumbnail, which will give you a hint, but I'll talk more on that later on in the video. As well, PSG will release another Air Jordan 5 collab in 2025. And then Swarovski will also drop the Air Jordan 1 High OG in 2025. Now, there's a lot of new colorways for 2025 from Jordan Brand in this video, as well as a couple first looks at other Air Jordan 5s and more. Also in this video is news from Nike, including the Kobe 3 Protro Halo dropping in 2025 and more. And then we got one thing from ADIDAS and one thing from ASICS. And now let's jump into the news. ATMOS Tokyo has a new collaboration with ASICS, and it's going to be on the GEL-Kayano 14. Now, the inspiration for this pair is from a mushroom. Now, I cannot pronounce this mushroom at all, but I'm going to give it a shot. It's called the Yakuote mushroom. Now, I know I mispronounced it, so somebody in the comment section could help me out with that. But it's said to be the most luminous mushroom in Japan. So this is where the GEL-Kayano 14 comes into place in collaboration with ATMOS. This pair will feature glow-in-the-dark detailing. Now, the upper features shades of cream and metallic silver. However, the glow-in-the-dark detailing runs across the branding, speckled detailing on the midsole, heel, tongue, on the toe, and the rubber outsole. I know this model is like the new wave, and I said I would cover more brands outside of Nike and Jordan Brand, so I'm making a strong attempt here. But for those that want to grab this pair, they drop on December 14th. They will be available at ASICS, and the retail price will be $200. In a previous video, I talked about the upcoming Bad Bunny Adidas Adizero SL 72 pack. Now we have additional details, including a release date. So as most of you know, they will be available in 3 colorways. Those 3 colorways includes Off-White, Chalk White, Wonder White. That's the first one. The second features Maroon, Chalk White, and Semi-Solar Red. And then the third features Blue, Core White, and Shock Yellow. Now, signups did take place on the Confirmed app and at Adidas flagship stores on December 10th. However, the shoes will launch in stores as well as on Adidas.com and at select Adidas flagship stores on December 14th. The retail price will be $160 each. This information I heard a couple days ago, but I wanted to wait to put it out because I wanted to get a colorway and so forth. However, the people over at Complex put it out, so shout outs to them. And I'm going to talk about it here, but Palace Skateboards is connecting with Nike, and they're going to release the Nike Air Max DN8. So the Air Max DN8 is going to be a new Air Max model from Nike that will initially drop for Air Max Day in 2025. Now, some of you might think that the shoes do look a little bit familiar, and that is due to the upper, which is taken from the Air Max 96. There is some modifications, but the overall design does resemble the Air Max 96. Now, the shoes will feature Nike's advanced dynamic air cushioning technology, which features tubular air units across the entire sole. The reason why it's called DN8 is that there's 8 tubes. Now, as for the Palace collaboration, there isn't a colorway, a retail price. All we know is a time frame. Now, from my sources, I was told that the shoes would drop holiday 2025, which means a release will take place between October and December. And that's pretty much it for this shoe. We don't know how it's going to look. The image that I'm using is just a grayed out photo with Palace and the swoosh on it. But I'm sure there'll be additional details coming soon, and there's quite a possibility we could see more colorways from Palace. On-feet photos recently popped up of the Nike Kobe 6 Protro Dodgers. Now, I like to show on-feet photos. However, in this case, I really wanted to show the photos because the quality of the images are way better than what we saw before. The lighting on those images made the swoosh and midsole look like it had a cream hue The overall blue was more dull. It just didn't look right. Now, with these images, they got some sunlight, so we can actually see what's going on. So like I mentioned in the previous video, when I talked about the shoes, they are a little bit different compared to the PE. Now the PE version that was gifted to Vanessa Bryant featured white on the heel counter as well as the heel itself. In these images, it looks like it just features a translucent heel counter, but underneath it we have blue. I know previously I thought it was a blue heel counter, but the quality of these images look a lot better, so it appears it's going to be translucent, so everything underneath it is pairing up blue, but it's not white like the PE. Other than that, what I really like about the shoe is that it does feature baseball seams on the tongue. It has Kobe's number 8 logo on the lateral side, and of course his signature on the heel. These are dope. These are a definite pickup. And as for a release date, the shoes will drop on April 13th, and the retail price will be $190. We finally have official release details from the Wizard of Oz Nike SB Dunk Low. Now initially they were rumored to drop on December 5th. However, that day has came and gone. The release never happened. But now we have a confirmed release date. So skate shops are going to release them on December 19th. And then they're going to be available on the Sneakers app on December 23rd. The retail price is $135. Now, I have seen some images going around, and some people are showing that the shoes will come in a black bag. It's almost like a mystery bag, but obviously it's not a mystery. You know what shoes you're going to get. And people were kind of wondering the reason why the shoes were being packaged in a black bag. And doing some digging, there is a quote in the film said by Dorothy, and it reads, "I don't think there's anything in that black bag for me." So just something that's kind of hidden. If you know the film or watched it recently, maybe you picked up on it. I haven't seen it in years, so I had to Google it. I didn't remember it. Also, on the Sneakers app, it is confirmed that the shoes are inspired by the Poppy Field, which I'm sure everybody knows. But yeah, these are cool. At first, I didn't like them. They have grown on me. Also, the upper can be torn away, and across the base, it features red leather. Let me know your thoughts on this pair down in the comment section below. This is pretty dope information to me, and it's that the Nike Kobe 9 Elite Low Protro Moonwalker will return during fall 2025, specifically in July. Now this pair is known as Moonwalker. It's also known as Michael Jackson. This is also an original release which took place in 2014. Now the reason why they're called Moonwalker is due to the outsole. So the outsole is translucent, but underneath it, it has the moon surface. Other than that, the color blocking on these are very nice. The official colorway on them is Hyper Grape, White, and Cave Purple. As you can see, the shoes feature Flyknit across the upper, covered in purple. We have black on the liner, laces, and most of the midsole with carbon fiber areas. White fills in the Kobe Shield logo on the tongues, and then we have silver on the swooshes. Also, the images used is the 2014 release and not the 2025 pair. Now, as for a release date, as of now, they are expected to drop on July 12th. Again, anything can happen, it's so far in advance, and the retail price will be $210. So, I was told about this release last night, and the Nike Kobe 3 will return in true Protro form during fall 2025. And the first colorway to be released is part of the Halo series. So, Nike Basketball started to release the Halo series in 2023 to celebrate Kobe Bryant's birthday, which is on August 23rd. The initial drop was the Kobe 8, and then in 2024, currently this year, there was 3 releases of the Kobe 9. The Elite Low Protro, the Elite High Protro, and the EM Protro. So in 2025, they're going to bring back the Kobe 3. Now, this will be the first time that the shoes release in Protro form. Technically, there was a retro of the shoes, and the last time that was released was part of the Fade to Black collection. Now, some of you may have heard me say early on that the shoes will be released in true Protro form, because these retros of the shoes should be upgraded as far as technology goes, and in a lot of cases, they're not. Now, the original release featured separate zoom units in the heel and forefoot, but the Kobe 3 will feature a full-length articulated zoom strobel. So for the hoopers out there that enjoy the Kobe 3, that is definitely a plus. Now, the pair is expected to feature an all-white colorway. It could have some black detailing. I wasn't able to see the shoes. I was just told the information. So the mock-up is based off of what they potentially could look like. There could be some minor changes here and there. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a specific release date, but they are expected to drop fall 2025, more than likely on or around August 23rd, and currently no retail price. Let me know your thoughts about the Kobe 3 returning in 2025. Moving on to Jordan Brand, and the 2025 Chinese New Year collection will probably be the biggest collection to date when it comes to CNY releases. As most of you know, 2025 will celebrate the Year of the Snake. In this video, I'm going to go over two pairs which we now have a first look of, and the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 1 Low. Now, as you know, there's an Air Jordan 1 Low OG, but we now have a first look at just the Air Jordan 1 Low. So these will feature a Jumpman on the tongue instead of Nike Air branding. Also, this pair will release in women's sizing. So the official colorway is Phantom, Football Gray, White, and Black. Now, these images are pretty bad in my opinion, so it's kind of hard to tell like exactly what's going on. But as you can see, the tongue and the swoosh will have that snakeskin style texture. It kind of looks like shedding from a snake. But on the overlays, we have white, which features an iridescent finish. There's a cream hue across the base constructed with leather. We also have white on the midsole and a translucent outsole. Like the other releases, this one will come with a hang tag, and it's done in black. It'll feature snakeskin texture across it and the Jumpman logo. Also, there's some translucent beads part of it. But other than that, they feature the Wings logo embroidered on the heel in black. So that's pretty much it, because that's pretty much all we can see. But this pair is expected to drop on January 22nd, and the retail price will be $125. The second release part of the Year of the Snake collection to showcase in this video is the Air Jordan 5. Now, this will be a women's release, and the shoe features a light bone, black, cell, and barely green colorway. Now, at least with these images, you can kind of tell what's going on a bit more. But the shoes will feature a light bone across the upper, kind of has like a cream hue to it, although that could be due to the lighting. And what actually makes this pair stand out a little bit more is that it features gradient detailing on the shark teeth on the midsole. So it has pastel shades consisting of green, blue, purple, and yellow. Now, it also looks like that effect will be placed on the translucent rubber outsole. Again, we only have two images, and it's just of the side view, one showing the hang tag on the side and then one without it. I kind of wish the individual who took the images took a lot more, but this is what we have for now. It also looks like barely green will be used on the liner. The hang tag will be the same. It'll be done in black with snakeskin texture across it, and it'll feature beads. Other than that, we have a cell midsole. Now, Jordan Brand is going really hard on the Air Jordan 5 in 2025 since it's celebrating its 35th anniversary. There's quite a few releases. In this video, there's at least a total of 3. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. But as for a release date, this pair is also expected to drop on January 22nd, and the retail price will be $200. The second Air Jordan 5 of this video is known as Earth in Metallic Gold. Originally, these were being called Earth. Now, I did put a mock-up of these out a couple months ago, maybe a month. I don't really remember, but I did mention I had no idea what they were going to look like. And what's releasing looks totally different from that mock-up. And it's somewhat rare, but in my opinion, Jordan Brand actually did a better job on what's releasing compared to the mock-up. Usually the mock-ups look better than what's actually releasing. And this pair will feature a Earth, Metallic Gold, Cell, and Muslin colorway. Now, typically on the color description, when Earth is used first, which is a shade of brown, it means that the shoe will feature mostly that shade throughout. So they might have changed things up, and that should be updated on the color description. Maybe it'll be Cell, Earth, Metallic Gold, and Muslin. But these remind me a lot of the Gold Tongue Air Jordan 5 because they feature that shiny metallic gold on the tongue. Those released several years back. I'm not exactly sure when off the top of my head. But other than that, they feature white leather on the upper. We also have the number 23 embroidered on the panels, which I'm a fan of. I like when they add the number 23. Although the font, it's not looking that great if you're comparing it to the OG. The OG is quite different. I'm hoping that maybe they're going to get the 23 right on the OGs For example, the fire red with the black tongue, that's going to return. But other than that, we have like a cell hue on the mesh netting and down the lower part of the tongue. And then earth, like I mentioned, is a shade of brown. That will land on the top eyelets, Jumpman on the tongue, liner, and the midsole. It also outlines the 23 by the heel and fills in the Jumpman on the heel. They also come with the signature lace locks. And since the lace locks are translucent, it kind of gives it a burgundy hue. Also, they will have a milky translucent outsole. The Jumpman will be done in earth, as well as more earth detailing on the outsole. But yeah, these aren't bad at all. I'm actually kind of surprised. A lot better than I expected. And as for a release date, this pair is also expected to drop on January 22nd. So they got a lot of shoes dropping on January 22nd. I wouldn't be surprised if something gets changed around. Also, if I forgot to mention, these will be available in women's sizing. And the retail price will be $200. Now we're moving on to the leaks of this video, and the first pair I'm going to talk about is the Air Jordan 1 High OG Pro Green. So I'm calling them Pro Green due to the color scheme. So the color scheme on these is Pale Ivory, Pro Green, and Coconut Milk. Now, the image used is just a mock-up. I'm not sure how they're going to look. Also, this will be a women's release, but I had the mock-up done to resemble what I feel they could look like, although, you know, they could be a lot different. Since it's a women's release, it could also feature some special detailing, maybe come with a special hang tag, and so forth. But the color blocking isn't bad on these. It's very clean. Personally, I'm tired of the coconut milk, the pale ivories. On certain shoes, the aged look looks good, but I also feel like not every retro needs it. And I kind of expressed this in the previous video, but hey, I'm expressing it again. Now, as for a release date for this shoe, we don't have one, but they will be released in holiday 2025, which means the release will take place between October and December. Also, the retail price will be $180. For the holiday season, we have another Air Jordan 4, and this will also be a women's release. This pair is known as the Air Jordan 4 Hemp. Now, what I'm unsure of is if the shoe will actually feature hemp or not. I was given the details, but not how they were going to look, just the colorway, release time frame, and so forth. Now, the official colorway on these will be pretty simple. It'll be hemp in light or wood brown. Obviously, hemp is used in the name itself, but I'm still unsure if they're going to actually use some sort of hemp material. More than likely not, maybe just be the color blocking, maybe something totally different. But yeah, this is a mock-up. I don't know how they're going to look. But more so, this information is just to give you guys a heads up that during the holiday season, the Air Jordan 4 Hemp will be released. Just don't know how they're going to look. But more than likely, the retail price will be $215 on these. I'm not entirely sure though. It could be a bit more if they're using special materials. But if it's just a basic Air Jordan 4, then the retail price should be $215. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this pair down below. If they look like this, would you buy? We got another leak for holiday 2025, and it's going to be the Air Jordan 3 Desert Sand. Now, this will be a men's release, and just a heads up, this image is just a mock-up. I'm not sure how they're going to look, but they do feature a lot of shades. So the official colorway is Desert Sand, Light Armory Blue, Light Orwood Brown, Vast Gray, Soft Pearl, and Summit White. I'm sure they'll do something different, but if they do drop like this, I think these are nice. They're clean. I did match up the colors. I just don't know the blocking as of yet. But in my opinion, these do have potential. Again, they're going to be released during the holiday 2025 season, which means the release will take place between October and December. Also, no retail price as of yet. It's probably going to be either $200 or $210, depending on the materials and whatnot. All right, so we got a couple more collaborations for the holiday 2025 season, and Swarovski is going to drop another Air Jordan 1, but this time it'll be on the Air Jordan 1 High OG. Now, just a heads up, the image used is a mock-up. I'm not sure how they're going to look. However, the official colorway on these is Vast Gray, and Photon Dust. Now, for those that don't know, they're also going to release the Air Jordan 1 Low OG, and that will take place in May 2025. The Air Jordan 1 Low OG is a women's release. I also expect that the Air Jordan 1 High OG will be released in women's sizing. Swarovski also dropped the Air Max Plus, known as Sunset, and another pair known as Moonlight. They were both available in women's sizing and very expensive. So for the Air Jordan 1 High OG, they are expected to feature the signature crystals. I'm just not sure how the placement will go, but both pairs have somewhat of a similar theme, and that will be shades of gray used. Now, as expected, the retail price on these will be very, very high. So the Air Jordan 1 Low OG will retail at $1,000. I'm not sure what these are going to cost just yet, but I will have that information soon. But these got to be at least $1,200, maybe even $1,500. I'm not entirely sure. Personally, no matter what they look like, I'll be passing because I'm not going to spend that type of money on a new retro. I have spent that type of money on sneakers, but no matter what these look like, it's just not for me. But when we get a first look, and if you do like it, that's totally cool. And just to mention once again, Holiday 2025 is when these are going to be released, which means a drop will take place between October and December. It seems that PSG has 1 million collaborations with Jordan Brand, and you can add one more to that list in 2025. So to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 5, they're going to release another pair. Just a heads up, the image used is a mock-up. I'm not sure how they're going to look. However, PSG and Jordan Brand connected back in 2018 to release the Air Jordan 5. We also saw a low-top version of the Air Jordan 5 in collaboration with PSG drop in 2022, and then they worked on variations of the Air Jordan 1, the Jordan 4, the Jordan 6, the Jordan 7, and multiple lifestyle silhouettes. Now, what I can say about the new PSG Air Jordan 5 is the colorway. So, they will feature an Off Noir, Particle Rose, Anthracite, Pearl Pink, and Cell color combination. So the mock-up was based off of the colors. More than likely, they will have translucent areas on the shoe, and of course, PSG branding. But other than that, additional details are very limited. They're going to be released during the Holiday 2025 season, which of course means a release will take place between October and December. Also, I don't have a retail price as of yet, but I suspect that they're probably going to cost $225, maybe $220. Since it's a collaboration, Jordan Brand likes to hike the price up. But if they look like this, let me know if you'd pick them up down in the comment section below. So with all these leaks, these are all for Holiday 2025. However, I'm going to go back to Fall 2025 with a pretty big update on the Air Jordan 4 Cavestone. Now, you guys might remember Z and I put out a mock-up showing what the pair could look like. At that time, I didn't know how they were going to look. It was just based off the color description. But there's been a pretty big change about this shoe. So the image that I'm using now is very, and I mean very, very close to what will be released. Something that might be different is like the laces. They might be black instead of brown. But the overall blocking will be like this. Now, before I get to the element that has been updated, and I'm a bit shocked by this, the official colorway on these is Cavestone, Black, and Moon Particle. Now, the overall look resembles that of Travis Scott's Air Jordan 4 Friends and Family collab, and Jordan Brand is definitely going for that look. Even though the official colorway is called Cavestone, behind the scenes, they are calling them Mocha. Now, the change on this shoe is that they will feature Nike Air branding on the heel, and that will be done in white. I do find it a bit odd that they're adding Nike Air, because typically they reserve that for OGs or special releases, for example, the Air Jordan 4 Rare Air. Now this seems like it's a straightforward colorway. However, in my opinion, this might be one of the best non-OG colorways of the Air Jordan 4 to be released in 2025. Again, that's just my opinion, but you can let me know yours down below. Other than that, what I was told is that the upper will feature nubuck. It'll be the same shade around the toe, not a lighter hue like the previous mock-up, and mostly black on the midsole like shown here. So yeah, in my opinion, these are dope. I have a feeling these are going to do well. A lot of people will be happy about it, but you can let me know your thoughts down below. Now, as for a release date, this pair will drop on September 6th, 2025. And the retail price originally was $215, but I wouldn't be surprised if they bumped them up to $225 since it has Nike Air branding. That part isn't confirmed as of yet, but yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Air Jordan 4 Cavestone, aka Mocha, down in the comment section below. And that's going to do it for this video. Like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe by hitting the button below. One more thing, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I drop a new video. Now for this week, new videos, I'm probably going to end it out with a couple shorts. Next week, we're going to be back to the news videos. I'm going to update you guys on a lot more stuff, confirm some stuff that has been going around, or maybe debunk it depending on what comes up. But this weekend, I'm going to take some more time to finish this huge video that is taking forever. And I haven't even started recording it yet. I'm just waiting for my cold to go away so I can sound a little bit better. It's going away. I feel a lot better. So that's what I'm thinking this weekend will be devoted to. But yeah, for this video, let me know what you liked or disliked down in the comment section below. As well, if you have any questions, make sure to leave that down below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.